Yes, everybody, it is time for everyone's favourite transfer show. This is the transfer review. You know the drill, and if you don't know the drill by now, what happens is I look at all the stories for all the players that are linked with Manchester United, and then I say, not happening, our kid. That's pretty much what's happened anyway. Now, sometimes those stories develop, and sometimes you can start giving them better ratings. Maybe we're going to be doing some of that today. Maybe we're not. But I have to be true to myself. I have to be standing here and saying, here's who I actually think we're going to sign in. There's no bait here. There's no lies here. This is just honest transfer review. But let's get stuck into it, shall we? First up then is Marcos Llorente. AS are talking about the Atletico midfielder, and they're saying that Manchester United have submitted a €68.5 million bid. Wowzers. He's a defensive midfielder. He's sort of taken a little bit of Saul's role. He's also played as an attacking midfielder. He's also played on the right. He's also played up front. He's got 10 goals and 9 assists this season. Did alright against Liverpool as well last year. Good player, solid player. Would I love him at United? Yeah, probably would. Do I think that United are getting him? No, I don't. Here's why. Atletico have got no plans to sell the player. Now, on that front, everybody says that. So you don't really put too much credence in this. The one that you do put credence in is when the player goes, I don't want to leave, I've got no interest in going United. That's a little bit more truthful. That's a little bit more probably how it's going down. So United are either barking up the wrong tree, trying to sign a player who does not want to come to us, or this is a load of bollocks. Either way, 0 out of 10 for Llorente to United. Next up, we've got Moussa Diaby, Bayer Leverkusen. This kid's got 9 goals and 10 assists this season. Rumoured price of 34.2 million. Where does he play, Steve? Plays on the fucking left wing, lads. Because we ain't got shitloads of them already. We need a right winger. We don't need no left winger. Why are we looking at left wingers? This is also in AS. They've also, Bayer Leverkusen have just sacked their manager and had a bit of a drop-off of late. Is he looking for an exit? It's not a name that sells newspapers, is it? So maybe there's something in this. Doesn't feel like it off the basis of that one single article at the moment. And I also just think we don't need that position. So 0 out of 10 again. Next up is Pedro Neto. Now, I like that Wolves side. Is it a project? It's a bit of a project, isn't it? What's been going on at Wolves has been pretty tasty, really. They've seen some really good players. The likes of Neves, the likes of Moutinho. Anyways, Neto, 5 goals, 5 assists so far this season. Supposedly, United see him as an alternative to Sancho, and this is reported in the Mail Express and in TalkSport, numerous English sources, and apparently they're seeing Bruno Fernandes as one of the reasons why he might want to make the move. Does he? Or is that just a really easy throwaway line that you get to put in and no one's going to question because, oh yeah, he's Portuguese too. Wow! I'd like to see this one happen. I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10, just to mix it up a little bit. It's probably really a 0 out of 10 again, isn't it? 50 million seems to be the price that they're talking about, and this is the problem with shopping in the Premier League at the moment. You knock on anyone's door and they go 50 million, you go, I haven't even fucking said who I want yet, Jesus! And they go, oh, who do you want? And then you tell them and they go, oh yeah, 50 fucking million. And you go, oh, fuck me. There's no bargains to be had in the Premier League apart from free transfers, and £50 million is such a hell of a lot of money. I don't know when it's became like the new 12 million, where if you want a player that's played in the Premier League, it's just 50 million and that's the drill. It's insane how much money that players are going for. There has to be somewhere you can go and buy players that you're getting a good player for that. I'll tell you what, it's not the Ukrainian league either. You don't get a good player for 50 million there. Pau Torres! Right, he's got a release clause of 60 millions, and supposedly he's on a shortlist of defenders that Manchester United kind of like. I think this is a sort of profile of a player, and actually the sort of price that I could see United really going for. I think that makes a lot of sense. I was going to give this a little bit higher, and then I saw it was in the MEN, so he's only getting a 2 out of 10. But I think this is starting to creep up. I do believe he's on a shortlist. Whether or not that means we actually go and get the guy is anyone's guess, but I think there's probably some truth to him being on a shortlist. He's still playing in the Europa League. We could still face him at the end of the season, so let's keep an eye on his performances and see how good he actually really is. That was the ins. This is the outs. Eric Bailly is the first up. Feels like Manchester United have only offered him a new contract to maintain his transfer value. Feels disrespected by not being in the team for the Milan game. And this is all coming from a supposedly close friend of the player. Doesn't ever feel like he'd be first choice at Manchester United. Blah, 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 blah. Here's the problem. Eric Bailly is a decent defender. He's not world class. He's decent. He's good. He'll do you a job. The problem is, he's literally played, has he played like 100 and missed 94? The problem with Eric Bailly is there's just too too much question marks, too many question marks about how fit this guy is able to be. Is he ever going to play 40 games for Manchester United? And do you know what? If he's not, you probably should cut your ties. United have spent far too long nurturing injury-prone players. It's time that we got ruthless and started bringing in players that we know are going to play for us week in, week out. So Eric Bailly to leave Manchester United could be off in the summer. I'd say it's a 4 out of 10 at the moment. It could just be contract negotiations. Right, the rain is absolutely shafting us, so I'm going to wrap this up pretty quickly. Boca Juniors are seemingly after a bit of a double dip. They're after Sergio Romero and they're after Edinson Cavani. Have they only got United sticker book? Is that the only place that they're looking and shopping in at the moment? Bit shit, innit? Anyway, there's some talk that they're going to try and have a double swoop for those two in the summer. Sergio Romero, I think, is like sitting at the airport right now with his bags packed going, get me the fuck out of here. Edinson Cavani, said this for a couple of weeks. When your old man comes out and says, yeah, we want to go play for Boca, I think you just believe it. Whatever comes out from the player is damage limitation. I'll do him individually. Sergio Romero to leave Manchester United in the summer, 11 out of 10. And Edinson Cavani, well, his dad said it, didn't he? So 6 out of 10. Right, that's us. I'm getting away because it's pissing freezing and I'm soaking. Bye-bye. What's going on here, son? Now, I'm not a mechanic, but that sounds fucked. Get a grip, lad. Pau Torres is a name that we seem to be... The fuck's going on here today? Let it out there, innit? At least that one looked alright. The rest of them have been fucking bangers.